Hi everyone. So today we celebrated World Social Justice Day, and that is celebrated on 20th of February 2022. So first of all, if I'm talking about social justice means a fair and justice relationship between individual and society. In simple terms, social justice refers to justice in terms of the distribution of wealth, opportunities and privileges with a society. So if I'll talk about how it has comes in the picture, so let's discuss about social justice and why we have celebrating World Social Justice Day. In UN nation, a transition to formal employment in the need of the hour to promise social equality and justice. So this is the main motive of UN nation, and the theme of this year is achieving social justice through formal employment. That's very important. If I'll talk about social justice is really very important in all the areas where most of the wealth is present with in between 5 to 10% of the people, and rest of the peoples of people of India, and apart from this people of the world do not have wealth, as rest 80 to 90% of population in the world, they are not privileged. They are suffering by different kind of sectors, if I'm talking about, and different kind of segments. If I'll talk about, there are multiple segments which are mentioned, and in the world there are protests were going on the basis of this discrimination. It is on the basis of racism, it is on the basis of education, it is on the basis of rural development and unemployment. So first of all, if I'll talk about in terms of world, so these are the significance. You can go through in detail about social justice, but in terms of UPSC, let's discuss how it is important for this examination. That's very important. And in terms of social justice thing, because this is a very important topic which is in UPSC syllabus, so go through the syllabus one by one and just discuss about this. So social justice, if I'm talking about the issue in India, specifically issue related to children, issue related to child labor, child marriage, malnutrition, impact of pandemic on child, general bias against girls abuse, child mortality. So there are multiple issues were going on in India, and related to minorities. If I'm talking about what are minorities, so the National Commission of Minorities Act defines a minority as a community notified as such by central government. So एक particular definition नहीं है minorities के in terms of minorities. If I talk about the Constitution of India, Constitution recognize religious and linguistic minorities. So there are multiple minorities in India present. So as per TMA by Foundation versus State of Karnataka case in the Supreme Court, of minorities, their linguistic and religious is determinable only by reference to the demography of the state, not by the taking into consideration the population of the country as a whole. When we discuss the term minorities, we should not limit ourselves to रिलीजियस माइनॉरिटीज़, बिकॉज माइनॉरिटी का मतलब ये नहीं होता है कि किसी पर्टिकुलर सेगमेंट में या किसी पर्टिकुलर रिलीजन को लेके ही माइनॉरिटीज़ आर, कोई लैंग्वेज को आप कह सकते हो कि एक पर्टिकुलर लैंग्वेज के कम बोलने वाले लोग हैं, सो वो उस सेगमेंट के लिए माइनॉरिटी हुआ. अगर रिलीजन की बात करें तो प्रॉपर पॉपुलेशन की अगर मोर देन 20-30% भी पॉपुलेशन नहीं है तो उसको माइनॉरिटी कहा जाता है. That is why we are discussing about it. If I'll talking about issues related to minorities, so there are multiple segments which I have represented by chart. Go through it properly. If I'm talking about issues related to education sector, that's very important. If I'll talk about issues related to scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, so there are multiple issues in India everybody was facing, if I'm talking about drowned ridden communities and lower caste, middle caste bifurcations, and that's how Indian society is distorted by different kind of means. There are multiple religions, lots of discrimination in between them. Caste system is really very strong. People are thinking about lower and middle, but yeah, now things has been changed from the ancient time. Now things are improving day by day because of the education. This is very important. In a school we can see that the harmony is there in between children. Parents are trying their best to maintain this relationship uh, between child and the society. So that is very important to understand why social justice is important in this world and specifically in India. So that's how Sir Aurobindo has given the quote: the existence of poverty is the proof of an unjust and ill organized society, and our public charities are but the first tragedy awakening in the conscience of a robber. So first of all, बिकॉज इंडिया में अगर वेल्थ मैनेजमेंट या फिर बाइफर्केशन ऑफ रिसोर्सेज की बात करते हैं, तो आई थिंक जो इंडिया का 5%, इन बिटवीन 3 to 5% जो वेल्थ है, प्रॉपर वेल्थ है, वो 3 to 5% पीपल के पास ही है, या मैक्सिमम आप 10%, बिकॉज समटाइम्स इट वेरीज, तो मैक्सिमम आप 10% कह सकते हो. बट बाकी जो 90% पीपल हैं, दे आर नॉट हैव एनफ रिसोर्सेज, and this is not the proper distribution of resources in the world. And because developed countries are using resources at their capability, because they are having money to use those resources. If apart from this, developing countries and underdeveloped countries are not getting the resources equally in the world. Similarly, that is applied in India also. People do not have availability of resources. If I'll talk about issue related to early people, they don't have proper take care from their kids, and then it is like inequality, low employment rate in India, unemployment is increasing day by day. So that's how this year United Nations has given this theme, and achieving social justice through formal employment. That is very important. That's how everybody was very concerned about the unemployment, because unemployment जितना ज़्यादा बढ़ता जा रहा है, प्रॉब्लम्स उतनी ज़्यादा इंक्रीज होती जा रही हैं. जितनी भी इंडिया की वेल्थ है, वो सिर्फ इन बिटवीन 5 to 10% पीपल आर हैविंग. बाकी जो भी 80 to 90% लोग हैं, हर तरह से कुछ चीज़ों के लिए सफ़र कर रहे हैं. इफ़ आई टॉक अबाउट एजुकेशन, प्रॉपर एजुकेशन नहीं मिल पा रही है, या फिर गवर्नमेंट अपनी तरफ से जितनी भी एफर्ट्स लगा रही है प्रोवाइड द एजुकेशन इन कंपलसरी एजुकेशन, बट ड्यू टू पॉवर्टी, जो कि एक सबसे ज़्यादा लाइक दैट इज़ बैड इविल. पॉवर्टी की वजह से जो फैमिली के छोटे छोटे बच्चे होते हैं, चाइल्ड लेबर करने के लिए मजबूर हो जाते हैं. उनके पास खाने के लिए प्रॉपर रिसोर्सेज नहीं होते, पहनने के लिए कपड़े नहीं होते, रहने के लिए घर नहीं होता. सो अगर वो अपनी बेसिक कम्युनिटीज़ को पूरा नहीं कर पाएंगे, तो उनके लिए मजबूरी हो जाता है कि बाहर जाके कमाना. 10 साल 11 साल के बच्चे भी हैज़ार्डस कंडीशन में वर्क करते हैं. दैट इज़ वेरी वेरी लाइक कंसर्निंग थिंग. एंड इफ़ आई टॉक अबाउट issue related to early people, that is problems of early people in India, it's very very getting high. because क्या होता है कि जो एक फैमिली में अगर किसी का बेटा है, और लाइक बेटा और बहू दोनों ही जॉब कर रहे हैं, सो हु विल टेक केयर ऑफ द सीनियर सिटीजन्स, दैट्स अगेन द ड्यूटी. बट अगर वो नहीं कमाते, दे विल नॉट गिव द प्रॉपर फैसिलिटीज़ टू देयर पेरेंट्स. सो इसीलिए ये जो इश्यूज़ हैं वो दिन पे दिन बढ़ते चले जा रहे हैं. इफ़ आई टॉक अबाउट इश्यूज़ रिलेटेड टू थर्ड जेंडर एंड LGBT, दो a government is trying its hard to provide all the rights to the third gender and LGBT community, but it is like society who is not accepting this. Sometimes like people are behaving really very bad to those people. If I'm talking about issues related to health sector, it's very very like critical condition when we have seen covid wave first and second, and third wave was about to come, but people got the vaccination. Government has given proper efforts to save the lives, and that's how, if I'm talking about issues, mainly जो issues हम face करते हैं health के लिए, problems pertaining to health sector in India: universal health coverage, public private partnership and model providing universal healthcare in India, privatization of healthcare in India. So if I'm talking about, lots of problems are there. If I'm talking about issues related to rural development, so there are multiple issues rural people are facing, that is importance. First of all, we should understand about the importance of rural development. Why it is important? Because अगर रूरल एरियाज में हम डेवलपमेंट कर सकते हैं, तो उन लोगों को जो गांव का एरिया छोड़ के या फिर जहाँ पे वो रहते हैं प्रॉपर अपनी जगह को छोड़ के, अपने नेटिव को छोड़ के वो दूसरे फार फ्लंग एरियाज़ में जाते हैं, बहुत दूर दूर जाते हैं, और उसके बाद भी उनको प्रॉपर फैसिलिटीज़ नहीं होती. अगर ये डेवलपमेंट उनके होम टाउन के आसपास होगा, सो दे विल बी एबल टू दे विल बी एबल टू अर्न प्रॉपरली. घर उनके पास ऑलरेडी होता है, ये एंसेस्ट्रल जिनके पास होता है, तो वो उनका लाइवलीहुड थोड़ा स्मूथ हो जाता है. बिकॉज इफ़ यू विल माइग्रेट फ्रॉम वन प्लेस टू अनदर प्लेस, देन यू हैव टू पे द रेंट, you have to pay high prices of food and other facilities. So that is very important, and that is a concerning situation. This situation we have seen in COVID-19 crisis, when migrated workers has faced a lot, multiple like thousand of lives were facing this issue. If I'm talking about rural development strategies in India, that is like government is trying to overcome these situations, but as a citizen we also should participate in that. If I'm talking about digitalization of land record, that is again very important, because कहीं कहीं पे records होते हैं, कहीं कहीं पे नहीं होते हैं. If I'm talking about role of panchayati raj in changing the traditional power structure in rural development, if I'm talking about women in rural India, so these are very very important things we should understand, and then we can discuss about it. If I'm talking about issues related to urban areas, there are multiple issues related to urban areas, like urbanization, urban floods, sanitization issue in urban India, because कहीं पे जो है गार्बेज के पूरे बहुत जगह ढेर इकट्ठा होता है, कहीं कहीं पे प्रॉपरली सैनिटेशन नहीं है. इफ़ आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट अफोर्डेबल हाउसिंग इज़ नॉट प्रोवाइडेड प्रॉपरली. इफ़ आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट urbanization and social economic growth, that is again very important thing, and we should also understand, we should also make our efforts to give our best to the society. If I'm talking about urban local government, that is again important. Municipalities, role of municipality, and these government sectors are doing their best, but it needs lots of improvement and financial inputs. Similarly, if I'm talking about welfare schemes, so there are multiple welfare schemes in India going on, and if I'm talking about schemes under Ministry of Commerce and Industries, Communication and Consumer Affairs, Ministry of Culture, Ministry of Defense, Ministry of Earth Sciences, Electronics and Communication, Environment and Forest, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Food Processing and Ministry of Heavy Industries, Ministry of Home Affairs, Ministry of Urban Affairs, and if I'm talking about Ministry of Jal Shakti, which was in the news, हर घर नल से जल की स्कीम चल रही है. MSMEs, so medium small scale industries के लिए government is trying hard to provide the financial inputs to the youngsters to like to support them, how they can plan, how they can empower themselves financially and economically. That's very very important. That will help in the growth of any country, and that is very very important. If I'll talk about, there are multiple schemes related to ministry of like, if I'm talking about under ministry of science and technology, and under skill development and entrepreneurship, if I'm talking about ministry under social justice and empowerment, that is important. It is doing hard. So these are like some points which I have given. You can go through the details, that will give you just overview about what is going on. social justice का topic जो है काफ़ी important है, और इसी में ही वुमेन के इश्यूज आ जाते हैं, अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट के बहुत सारे इश्यूज आ जाते हैं, उसके अलावा डिफरेंट डिफरेंट स्टेट्स में क्या इश्यूज चल रहे हैं अभी, वो सारे इश्यूज आ जाते हैं. सो दीज आर वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक्स एंड वी शुड डिस्कस इन डिटेल. इफ़ आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट मनरेगा, क्योंकि कोविड-19 की सिचुएशन में गवर्नमेंट ने इन्वेस्टमेंट किया और उसके अकॉर्डिंग ही काफ़ी सारे जो फाइनेंशियल इनपुट्स थे गवर्नमेंट ने दिए हैं. इफ़ आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट issues related to women, so that is very important, because if I am talking about the situation in India, that is like improved, like if we will compare from the previous time, but still it needs really really important and really religious inputs regarding that. If I am talking about literacy is again very very important. There are multiple schemes government has run, and if I'm talking about pradhan mantri matritva vandana yojana launched in 2017, janani suraksha yojana in 2005, pradhan mantri ujjwala yojana when government has given LPG connections. So these are schemes. Government is trying hard to support the citizens, but still it is our duty to support from our side as well. And if we are preparing for this service, and because it is completely for social services, we should also understand and we should spread the awareness in the society. That is very important. That's how we can discuss about social justice. That is very important. So study hard and go to these courses. These are very important. You can use whenever you will be writing your answer. Practice very well, and because that is very very important part of means answer writing questions. Thank you so much.